welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time that you're on my channel, I'm Vanessa and I, and welcome to the fam. So guys, today's reading is all about where your connection is going and what their next move towards you is. And before I get into the readings, I just wanted to shout out real quick that my readings are all inclusive. So whether you're a boy into girls or a girl into girls or a boy into boys, whoever it is that you're into or identify as, you're welcome on my channel, okay? And I want you to feel included within these readings, especially when it comes to love readings. So let's get into the 5 crystals that you can choose from today, shall we? So we have the black obsidian right here. We have the Shiva Lingam. We have the Vanadinite. We have the Pyrite, as well as the clear quartz. But as usual, all of the timestamps to the 5 groups will be linked in the description box, as well as pinned to the comment section for quick and easy access so you can fast forward to your reading. So yeah, guys, the only thing that I got to say before I get into this reading, because it is related to love, I'm 100% honest, okay? So don't shoot the messenger. Let's go easy on this situation and let's just take in the messages that we are receiving from the universe. So I will be starting off with the first group, which corresponds to the black obsidian, and to all my other beautiful groups, I will catch you at the click of your timestamp. Hello group number 1 and welcome to your reading. So you chose the black obsidian, which is a very protective stone and may speak volumes about what their next move is, as well as where this connection is going. So maybe they're kind of protecting themselves, protecting their heart, but let's move into your reading to figure out exactly what is going on between you and them. So we have the 4 of Wands as well as the 5 of Pentacles. So one thing that I can see here in the 4 of Wands is that your person is kind of focused on their creative endeavors. They're kind of focused on what they're doing right now that brings them joy, that makes them feel like they're creating something that hasn't been created before, okay? And I can see here in the 5 of Pentacles that right now what they're going through is a little bit of difficulty in their job. They may not speak about it, but it kind of is stressing them out and it's affecting your relationship, it's affecting your connection, and their intention may have been to see your connection through, to work with making your connection work, to work on making your connection work. Yeah, that is a real sentence. But right now they can't because they're so preoccupied with their work situation being a little bit out of their control and being a little bit challenging. But let's move further into your reading, shall we? Group number 1. So we have success as well as it's up to you. So this connection really does get a lot of what outcome is going to come towards you. It gets a lot of its energy from you. So you play a very big role in whether this connection works out or not. So their next move towards you has everything to do with how you behave, with the energy that you're putting out, and whether you make them feel as though that they would be successful if they made a move towards you. So success is highly important to them, group number 1, and that may also be why you felt drawn to the black obsidian in this instance when it came to this person in particular. Just think about it. The black obsidian is a very protective stone. It does not only protect you from electromagnetic fields, but also from negativity. So you may have felt drawn to them in this instance because a lot of the energy that kind of like surrounds you is maybe protective, and they want to protect themselves from rejection, from anything that is basically the opposite of success. So think about that, group number 1, and allow yourself to maybe just let your guards or your barriers down a little bit more to ensure that this connection works out, if that is, of course, the way you want it to be. So we have the void of course moon, the 3rd quarter moon, as well as the new moon in Scorpio. So I want to first start off with the new moon in Scorpio, and the Scorpio is very connected to emotions. And I want you to know here in the new moon in Scorpio that you're being called to work through your fears when it comes to letting this person in and letting this person get to know you a little bit better, okay? This connection most likely stands good chances if you're able to let go of fear, work through your fear, and not allow fear to be like the first thing that they encounter encounter, the moment they want to get a little closer to you, okay? I can see here in the third quarter moon that for this relationship or situation to be able to work out, to be able to end up in more of a commitment, things need to change, okay? The third quarter moon is all about adjusting, is all about making sure that you're taking the necessary steps towards inviting them in and making them feel comfortable. I can see here in the void of course moon that there is a certain part of this situationship, of this relationship, where they feel like they can't make a move. They feel like the odds are too high of being shot down, of being rejected, of you not wanting to kind of be with them in that way. So their next move may just be that, may just be kind of staying away, kind of observing the situation and waiting for you to give them more of a green light, more of a sign that they can in fact make the next move without having to fear being shot down by you. So then we have the Three of Pentacles as well as the Two of Wands. So in the Three of Pentacles, one thing that I can see here is that it's important for you to allow them to spend time mending their situation at work that is really causing them kind of distress, as we spoke about in the Five of Pentacles. So they may have to spend a little bit more time with work colleagues, just in work related meetings, as I can see here in the Two of Wands, that they have different ways in which they can fix what is broken when it comes to their career, but they're just kind of trying to, how should I say, look ahead, you know, see the big picture, and maybe even like quit what they're doing right now altogether if they don't see a proper future for it. So their intention with you is to really just not have another situation that is difficult. Their intention is really to try and make sure that their love life is not the next bummer, as they're already going through something like financially in their career. So then we have the Three of Cups as well as the Ten of Cups. So this is really interesting. I want you to know here in the Three of Cups that this connection is going down a very playful route. So playful can of course be fun, it can be lighthearted, it can be kind of in a way how everything you do together just lights up the room, but this playfulness can also mean games. But in correlation to the Ten of Cups, the Ten of Cups is all about that deep emotional fulfillment, you know, just being with your other half and being fulfilled in love in general. It seems as though, you know, that is less likely. It seems here more that you stand a good chance of this connection turning into something permanent, turning into something that really has substance to it. But a very important role here is their work, is the things in the earthly realms for them, and whether they're able to resolve that or not, as well as whether they feel comfortable enough to approach you. So make yourself approachable if you are interested in them, group number one, and that will truly help this connection and help them be able to actually make a next move and not just remain complacent. So group number one, this is the reading that I received for you. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and found it insightful. Let me know down below what hit home the most, and leave a little star emoji to let me know that you made it all the way to the end. And I will see you in one of my upcoming readings. Hello group number two, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Shiva Lingam, group number two, which is a really interesting stone. I absolutely love its shape. So I want to move into your reading to figure out exactly where this connection is going and also what their next move is towards you. So we have the Six of Wands as well as the Lovers. So in the Lovers, we have a very favorable card here, okay? But in connection to the Six of Wands, in conjunction to the Six of Wands, I see that love is something that is here, something that is present, okay? Their next move may be to approach you towards being more romantic with one another, but I can also see here in the Six of Wands that they kind of feel as though they want to keep that facade up of either being, you know, very strong, a leader, whatever it is that their facade is. They're a little bit afraid to let you break through it, but at the same time, they're into the thought of being romantically involved with you. So group number two, this speaks for, you know, maybe a little bit of game playing, maybe a little bit of them showing you who they truly are and then pulling back. But just know that this all just stems from a place of a little bit of insecurity and of course wanting you to like them, not wanting to have that rejection be a part of your story. But let's move further into your reading. We have the waxing moon as well as the new moon in Libra. So what was that? So the new moon in Libra is all about a new romantic beginning, group number 2. So one thing that I definitely see here in your connection is just so much love, so much romantic energy. I see here in the waxing moon that energy is gaining momentum. That energy is kind of working itself up to a place where there might be like a climax, you really forming that relationship, that connection, being together, being an item, and just vibing with each other, understanding one another, and seeing where your connection may lead. But a lot of it also has to do with them not letting their ego and their pride get in the way, and being able to say how they truthfully feel instead of just putting up a wall or having this facade be a part of your connection. So let's move further into your reading. We have romance, we have there's something better, as well as unlikely. So romance definitely speaks again for love, for this connection solidifying, for their intention and their next move being towards that. But it's also important for you to know here that they may be the kind of person who has a bit of a wandering eye, or who wants to get into this romantic connection really passionately and a little bit quickly for my liking here when it comes to you, and that they are kind of just thinking to themselves very shortly after, oh, but you know, there's so many more people out there. You know how in today's day and age there are so many dating apps, so many ways how you can just meet somebody very quickly and meet a new potential love interest. So they might do something foolish like that, but they will notice very quickly that they're unlikely to meet somebody that they have the same romantic connection with like you. But it's almost like they can't really believe that they're meant to settle down right now, that they're meant to just be in it for the long haul, and they may feel like the romantic connection first is more physical, instead of realizing that this is very deep, this is very emotional and more overwhelming than they thought. So their feelings that they have for you, that they harbor for you, are gonna hit them almost like a tidal wave. So I just hope, group number 2, that they don't do anything to just annoy you too much or push you away to the point where you don't let them back in, or to the point where they just can't show you that, wow, you know, they're really taken aback by how much love they actually do have for you. So then we have death, as well as the 8 of Pentacles. So the 8 of Pentacles is all about working on things, all about learning, all about kind of like realizing how to use your time in the most creative and effective way. In correlation to death, I want you to know here that they're starting a fresh chapter when it comes to romance. So no matter what their experience was prior to you, prior to your connection, they're leaving that in the past, and they're moving forward with a fresh start and just allowing themselves to truly indulge in the experience that is you, that is your connection, group number 2, which is a very awesome thing. So then we have the new moon, as well as the blue moon. So group number 2, it may seem unlikely right now. It may seem like, you know, things are not going to mesh, things are not going to go together. But one thing that I can see here in the blue moon is that when it comes to this connection, you have to believe in the impossible and believe in fresh starts. Believe in people coming to a point where you're like, hey, this is an amazing thing. Let's just give this a fresh start. Let's just start from ground zero again and try this on a fresh slate. Let's just get to know each other on a really deep level. So this is a very favorable reading, group number 2. I just cannot lie. The cards are speaking very loudly about there being an intimate and emotional connection here. I hope that they're mature enough to handle this the right way and to not let, you know, their ego kind of ruin things or kind of mess with the connection. So group number 2, thank you so much for joining me in today's reading. If you made it to the end, leave a little moon emoji down below. And wherever you are in this world, I hope that you're staying safe. I hope that you're content and doing well, and I will see you in one of my upcoming videos. Hello, group number 3, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Vanadinite group number 3, and I want to figure out exactly where your connection is going and also what their next move is towards you. So we have the Fool as well as the Eight of Cups. So one thing that I can see here in the Fool is that they kind of wish like they could start over, as I can see in the Eight of Cups, that they're really thinking to themselves, oh my God, like I don't know if this is the right connection for me. I don't know if I kind of like already made a fool of myself or if he or she likes me. So I'm kind of insecure and thinking of walking away from the situation just to spare myself the embarrassment. So that is one thing that I see that they're really thinking of here. Furthermore, they're also abandoning any past connections that they may have had. So that speaks well for your connection with them. But of course, they're going to have to kind of get over their insecurities, if you will. Then we have the Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Pentacles is all about carving out more time. So that is one thing that they're trying to do. Their next move towards you is all about seeing how they can fit you more into their schedule. But one thing that I do see is that they're very emotional. And if that is something that you're not used to, group number 3, it can be difficult to deal with and you can alienate them, because when somebody is kind of like a little bit sensitive emotionally, they may be making all of these plans in their head, not really telling you that they have plans for you to, you know, see each other, to meet up, to go for dinner, to start a family together, and you don't know that that's what's going on in their head. So as soon as you kind of give them any little feeling or symbol of not wanting them back in the same manner, they kind of feel like, oh, well, they don't want me anyway, so what am I doing here? So be aware of their sensitive side, group number 3, and know that your connection is meant to be one that is strong after you get over that initial hurdle of not quite understanding one another. So that is a hurdle that will either make or break your connection with this person. Then we have the Hierophant. So connect over things that are very spiritual, things that go beyond the surface, okay? Your connection is one that can be strengthened by speaking about things that are not superficial, speaking about things that a lot of people see as a taboo. Furthermore, in the Hierophant, also don't be afraid to consult any type of spiritual adventures, any kind of things that make you just feel strengthened and supported that you can't see, okay? So it could be prayer for you, it could be manifestation, it could be journaling, and allow yourself to use those things to your advantage and just to find out how it is that you want to react to them and react to the situation in general. Then we have the mutable moon, we have the full moon in Virgo, as well as the new moon in eclipse. So one thing that I can see here is that it's very important for you to know here in the full moon in Virgo that no matter what happens with your connection, you are enough, group number 3, okay? Your guides have sent this card into this reading for a reason, and you're watching this reading for a reason. So in the mutable moon, I want you to know that with your connection, there is still a lot of change happening. There's still a lot of change in dynamic, as I can see here in the new moon and eclipse, that there is, you know, very powerful change happening within your energetic space with this person, within your connection with this person. So I spoke about them kind of letting go of old emotional ties that they still have, maybe to exes, maybe to people they had a crush on. But one thing that I see is that they're still in the process of detaching. So maybe they're even still kind of talking to them, even still kind of like figuring out what's going on there, but they know that they're not really into it because they're more interested in this connection with you. But I also see here that it's best for you to kind of like not feel like this connection is set in stone, not feel like when they make any move towards you, like read too much into it, if you will, group number 3, because there's always that little chance that they do not complete this transition, that they do not complete this change, okay? So be careful with your heart, be careful with how much of yourself you put out there for them. Then we have recovery, as well as the perfect timing. So group number 3, I want you to know here that your connection has a lot to do with, you know, both of you just recovering. If you've just come out of a relationship, I want you to know that you need a little bit more time, and that the perfect timing for this to solidify itself, this connection, is going to come, but you cannot rush it, okay? You will feel when it's the perfect time. You will feel when it's meant to be. So don't be afraid to give things a little bit more time than you initially thought you would. Then we have a don't stop, as well as if you believe. So moving just a little further into your connection, I can see here that a lot has to do with how supportive you are of them. So if you just never kind of stop supporting them, never stop showing them the light, showing them just how amazing things can be when they're open, they're honest, they're allowing you to see who they truly are, I definitely see that this connection can move towards a place where you both come to a mutual agreement that you were meant for each other, that this is a soul connection and that you want to kind of explore a little bit more. But this kind of encouragement needs to be from both sides. And as I said, one risk that you do run here is just the fact that they're maybe so sensitive or going through this transition with somebody that they were involved with in the past, not quite making it through the transition, or being very sensitive and reactive to something that they take the wrong way when you say it to them. That is just like the one little thing that doesn't quite switch the flick the switch. You know what I mean, and the connection is just not able to morph together. So there are really little things, well, seemingly little things, that are important to flow in the same direction here if you want this situationship to be successful, if you want this situationship to work out. But a lot of those things you cannot really influence, group number 3, so don't sweat it. Just know that if it doesn't work out, it was probably not because of that big of an issue. It was probably just because they didn't quite complete their transition to the next stage in their life, or you said something that made them highly insecure or ticked them off. And whether that's the type of person that you can deal with being in the first place is something that you need to just know for yourself, group number 3. I mean, we all have different emotional needs, and we all have different qualities that we like and different qualities that can be difficult to deal with, especially in the long run in love. So group number 3, I hope that this reading was insightful and eye-opening. If you made it till the end of your reading, leave a little pig emoji down below in order to let me know. So wherever you are in this world, I hope you're doing amazing and staying safe, and I will see you in one of my upcoming videos. Hello, group number 4, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Pyrite, group number 4, which is also known as the Fool's Gold, and it is a stone that attracts prosperity as well as earthly abundance. And I mean, when can we not use more of that? But let's move into your reading to figure out exactly where this connection is going and what their next move is. So we have Temperance as well as the Knight of Swords. So in the Knight of Swords, one thing that I see here is that they're the kind of person who is very direct. They like to articulate themselves in a way that is very clear. They are very eloquent, and somebody who is most likely academically in a spot where they can say, like, yeah, I'm above average. I have been able to achieve things or understand things that a lot of people maybe struggle with understanding. But one thing that I see here in Temperance is that they can very easily feel like they're a little bit smarter than the rest of people, and maybe even smarter than you. So I see a big epiphany happening in your connection where they realize, like, oh, wait, this person can definitely tell if I'm playing them. This person is definitely smarter than I thought. And I like that. That is one thing that I see in the Knight of Swords. They like somebody who they feel is on the same level as them, that they can speak to about anything, that they don't need to just remain in like a small talk kind of conversation. They can really go into depth about things, and that person can follow. And that is a realization that I see that is coming. And I see that, like, the next move that they're going to do is sort of test you, okay? Test you for how quick you are, how street smart you are, and just whether you can keep up with them. Then we have the mutable moon. So I want you to know here that in this phase, nothing is set in stone. They're completely open to this relationship or situationship solidifying or it not working out, because for them it's so important that if they spend a prolonged amount of time with somebody, that they really vibe with that person, that that person really gives them value intellectually, that that person really stimulates them mentally. They don't want to be with arm candy. They don't want to be with somebody who just looks good. They want to be with somebody who makes them feel good and who makes them really think. And then we have the full moon in Pisces, as well as the super moon. So I see here that emotions are running high in this situation. That is what is happening next. I see that either way, your connection is destined to be one where you just feel all the feels, especially if you're a Pisces. Okay, we have the full moon in Pisces or another water sign, even fire signs. You can really get intense when you feel a way about something. And I can see here in the full moon in Pisces is that it's important for you to kind of balance just letting out your emotions and telling them how you feel with at the same time kind of playing the game, if you know what I mean. So there's this fine line between just telling somebody straight up that you can see through their game, see through their tests or whatever, and just kind of like giving them a little too much of you where they have just that little too much of power where they know like, wow, this person must care about me if they need to tell me all this. So kind of thread that fine line and know that what they really like is the thrill. What they really like is just like the challenge and challenging you. Then we have let go as well as big happy changes. So I see here that big happy changes is definitely something that speaks for this connection going in a favorable direction for you. Whatever your kind of opinion of favorable is, whatever your definition of favorable is with this connection, that is where I see you heading towards and kind of just stepping out of where the connection is right now. So what happens here is that if you end up feeling like this connection is meant to be, it will move in the favorable direction of you solidifying it. If you realize that like, hey, this Knight of Swords kind of personality, it's a little too much for me. I kind of want somebody who's a bit more chill, a bit more grounded, maybe more emotionally and spiritually connected, then you will be able to let go, knowing that that connection was just not the right connection for you, was just not a connection where you felt like the balance was there that you needed. So that is one thing that I see happening with your connection. Then we have the Chariot as well as the Ace of Pentacles. So one thing that I can see here in the Chariot is kind of the lead being taken by the one who is the most confident when it comes to their career. So this is really a question that is different for each connection. So if they're the kind of person who is a lot more confident in business and what they do, then I see that that is going to give them the confidence to take the lead, because to some degree they really identify their self-worth with what they have been able to achieve with earthly things. So if they feel sort of like they can show off a little bit or just show you how great that they are, then they are going to take the lead on this connection, text you first, kind of let you know what's up and what they want to do next. But if they feel a little bit intimidated by you, then it can be difficult for them to reach out, and they most likely will retract and wait for you to do something, or it may actually make them so insecure, because that is the thing here with this person. If they end up being too insecure and too unsure as to whether you are kind of like above them or on like eye level or below them, that is a important factor for them, because they kind of have these different levels, if you will, and that is something that they lean on, that is something that they use in order to understand whether they can feel safe or whether they need to feel intimidated. Then we have the Nine of Swords as well as the Six of Swords. So one thing that I can see here is moving from one direction into another, moving from feeling one way about you and the connection to moving into a space where maybe there is even a little bit of worry here. Okay, they're a little bit worried about the challenge that is you. They're a little bit worried about you questioning them, because they may have never been questioned in the past. So you would be really different for them. You would really be somebody who is unlike anyone they've been with. I mean, maybe you've seen pictures of who they were with before, and you can already like tell from the body language that you're just a different, made of a different material, if you will. And I can see here in the Six of Swords that it's just kind of going from a choppier place to a place where you both just have a mutual understanding of what's going on. You have a mutual understanding of, I see you, you see me, we're not playing no games because I'm smarter than that. And group number 4, I just want you to boss up. I want you to be who you're meant to be. You know, show this person that you're strong, because they will challenge you if you show them weakness, but they can respect you and they will respect you if you just show up being who you are, show up being strong, and show up telling them what's up if they act out of place. So group number 4, this is a reading that I received for you. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, leave a little horse emoji down below. And I hope that wherever you are in this world, you're doing amazing. Thank you so much for joining me in today's reading, and I will see you in one of my upcoming videos. Hello group number 5, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the clear quartz group number 5, which is a great stone to help you clear out and cleanse any negative energy or any unwanted energy from your crystals, from other objects of your desire, and just infuse your space with a fresh slate, with a new beginning. So let's move into your reading to figure out exactly where this connection is going and what their next move is. So we have the King of Wands as well as the 9 of Pentacles. So one thing that I can see here in the King of Wands is that they're the kind of person who likes to kind of take the lead. They like to be the more authoritative one, the more decisive one. And I can see here in the 9 of Pentacles that that has a lot to do with the situation that they're in at their workplace. Okay, they're the kind of person who calls the shots. They're the kind of person who at least sees themselves as being the future CEO, and they're already kind of exerting that kind of energy when it comes to their love life. So I see in the 9 of Pentacles that they're close to their next breakthrough when it comes to their career. So they need somebody who is supportive, and they're kind of like going to feel you out and figure out whether you're the right one to establish that connection with, where they can really settle down and be in a committed monogamous relationship. But it's important to them that you don't get in the way of their career. It's important to them that you support them and don't distract them. Then we have unlikely as well as yes. So I see here in correlation to the 9 of Pentacles that they're really not anticipating this change when it comes to their career. They're really not anticipating how much things are going to change. They feel as though it is very unlikely. They feel as though they're working towards, say, this promotion, towards this new kind of like financial milestone, but they're not really aware of how quickly they are actually moving towards it. And for you to be a part of that would be something where they would have to feel like you are supportive, you are the one, and you will always be there for them. So in yes, in correlation to the King of Wands, I see here that they are just kind of like exuding this fiery energy, this energy of taking action, this energy of getting things done, and they're always up for an adventure. So if their next move is to chat you up and ask you what you want to do, no matter what you suggest, it's going to be a yes group number 5. So use that to your advantage. Use that to, you know, just kind of plan really fun dates, really fun get-togethers, really fun Zoom meetings, depending on your situation. So then we have the new moon in Taurus. We have the new moon in Capricorn, as well as the full moon in Sagittarius. So group number 5, in the full moon in Sagittarius, I see here that the kind of trend that this connection is going towards is you and them looking at the bigger picture and trying to figure out how compatible you really are in the long run. So feeling each other out when it comes to that, feeling out, you know, how important is spirituality to one person, how important is having kids to another person, how important is being monogamous. Those are all important factors that you're going to want to look at before this connection is solidified. But I see here in the new moon in Taurus that either way there is prosperity coming for you and them. Okay, so this connection is heading in the most favorable way for you and them, be it with you being with them or just kind of not really seeing through the connection romantically, but more as a friendship. As I can see here in the new moon in Capricorn, is that you both have invested a lot in just growing in your own personal development, in self-love and growth. And the last thing that you need, both of you need, is to be in a connection that does not serve that, or to be in a connection that does not allow you to live in the prosperity that you have created through really just developing who you are and developing your strength. So I see here that the hard work that you've put in is going to pay off in a relationship that not accumulates. in a relationship that accommodates all of the growth and accommodates everything that you have been able to do up until this point, everything that you have been able to achieve in your personal growth. Then we have the situation will improve as well as opportunity. So there is an opportunity here for love. There is an opportunity here to make this connection really fiery, really interesting, but I can see that a lot of it has to do with whether you're able to kind of show them that you're interested or not. I see that in the King of Wands, while they're kind of like authoritative, while they're the kind of person who likes to take the lead, at the same time, you know, they need you to give them that reassurance. They need you to give them that little like pat on the back, just like rewarding them for the little things that they do for you. And then we have the Devil as well as the Five of Swords. So I see here in the Five of Swords that one thing that they feel about you is that they're not 100% sure how you feel about them. Okay, so they find you very difficult to read. They find it very difficult to find out how you're feeling. And I can see here in the Devil that, you know, you do tempt them. You physically make them feel as though like, oh, I'm attracted. I want to be closer to this person. But at the same time, I don't know if they even like me. Okay, so your connection is heading to a place where something has to happen. Okay, something has to kind of change in order for there to be a development, in order for there to be something in the air that just tastes like either the connection being solidified and properly bound together, or you just both going your separate ways. So know that it's okay for you to speak up, to say what it is that you want. They're not going to take that the wrong way. Then we have the Eight of Cups as well as the Fool. So I see a new beginning here. I see here that this connection could end up just coming to a place where you both decide that things are going so well in your life right now, you're not 100% sure about one another, so you would rather see through all of the prosperity that lies ahead when it comes to your career as well as financial opportunities, as we do have a lot of opportunities coming here. But that does not necessarily need to be the case, as I can see in the Fool. Like, this fresh beginning could also be that one of you has to move away pretty far for work to take this opportunity. One of you has to just like focus on themselves and doesn't have time for a relationship or to solidify this connection because you want to take this opportunity and you want to make sure that you don't miss out on it. So I definitely see here that your priorities maybe more with these life-changing opportunities that are coming towards you. So either way, you know, whether you're the one who takes the opportunity and runs with it, or whether they're the one who does that first, I want you to remember, group number 5, that you're worthy and that it's okay for you to chase your dreams, and it's okay for other people to chase their dreams, because there are a lot of opportunities that come once in a lifetime, and sometimes we just need to choose those. Sometimes we just need to go for them. So there's no reason for you to feel ashamed if that is something that you feel like doing when it comes to this situation and this connection. So group number 5, I hope that this reading was insightful as well as motivational and uplifting. Thank you so much for joining me in today's reading. If you made it to the end, leave a little snake emoji down below. And wherever you are in this world, I hope you're staying safe, and I'll see you in one of my upcoming videos.